Constructicons form Devastator, the most powerful robot. We should rule.
SOUNDWAVE superior, Constructicons inferior.
Who are you calling inferior? Nobody would follow an uncharismatic boar like you.
Hey, nobody calls SOUNDWAVE uncharismatic. Yeah, let's kick tailgate.
Hey guys, and welcome back for today's unboxing video. It's not really an unboxing, well, sort of. I've already done the exterior packaging. Still have to do the actual taking the toy out of the box part for SOUNDWAVE. In the previous video, I've already done the unboxing and transformation and review of the Masterpiece KO oversized edition of Ratchet. Liking it a lot, but it is somewhat yellowy. I've applied for returning it to the seller, which was approved, but I'm still thinking about whether I'm gonna actually send it in or not, because I really like the figure. So yeah, there's that, and we're gonna do SOUNDWAVE right now. So I'm just gonna change the camera angle, and then once it's taken out of the box, I'm going to compare it to the KO Masterpiece, which I purchased like months ago. This is sort of a KO as well, but I'm just curious as to what the differences are in material and stability and whatnot, and if there are any differences in the whole transformation. So it is the THF, the Sonic Wave. Manufacturer is the Toy House Factory, and this is what the box looks like. Pretty cool box art, gotta say, with some foil on it. Backside of a laser beak, or a side art, sure. And then SOUNDWAVE in toy form. And this is what the backside looks like. So we got Sonic Wave and Laser Bird. We got a manual with pretty tiny pictures on it. But the parts which you have to move around are different colored, so that should be clear enough, I guess. I'm going to keep it at my side. I think I might be able to do this one actually, well, which I was able to do for Ratchet as well. So I'm expecting the next couple of robots which I have lined up for me to not be able to do it, but we'll see how it turns out. From what I remember, as far as I can tell, that the accessories do pretty much seem the same, so it might actually be a one-on-one copy of the KO Masterpiece. We got the tape, Laser Bird or Laser Beak, which is his official name, and then the cassette holder. I'll get into the transformation of Laser Beak in a minute, a couple of minutes. This one, do I have to put it? Like so. So I get the cassette tape, accessory, then his Energon Cube, producing look. You should be able to click it on there. I'm not going to be using this, but it is what you get with it. Then his cannon. So I guess you just have to pull it out, I guess. Push it out, maybe. It's very tight. Not sure how this is supposed to go. Yeah, it's very tight, a little bit stuck. Okay, so this last part, the metallic part, looking part, it's not metallic, it's extra plastic, but the metallic looking part was tucked in there pretty tightly, so I really had to push it out from the inside, and I'm not even sure if it's extended all the way. Seems like it, but yeah, be wary of that, it's very tight. Then we have a miniature Megatron gun, which you also got with the KO. Take this off, I'm not sure. There seems to be some metal in here because it's kind of heavy for the size it is. Looks pretty cool. I'm noticing that the camera angle should probably be turned a little bit more. Oh, I forgot one accessory apparently. Let's just get rid of this. This. So yeah, you get this as well, this little part. Which you can plug on his fist, I guess. So, yeah, I can already tell that I like the material being used on this robot a lot better than on the KO masterpiece. The face sculpt is a little bit different. So we got some rotation on the arms, no ratchets, double jointed elbow, rotation of the bicep, and a bit here, ratchet there, not sure what that's for. What was that? Not sure. Head can move up and down a little bit. No wobble as far as I can tell. And it's got a full rotation. And the cannon on here, which you can move around. I don't think you can detach it, but you can turn it around because that's supposed to be like the battery in his cassette mode, player tape, deck mode. Okay, so the mechanics seem the same for the hip joints, which I was kind of not happy about on the KO because it felt like it would break like with every single movement. You can open his tape deck, fit a couple of tapes in there, probably 2 or 3 or something like that. Just extend it all the way. Yeah, you can probably push 2 tapes in it, as far as I can tell. Alright, so we got the waist swivel. Didn't also little. Well, you can apparently open this up to give the legs a little bit more room. Does it actually need that? I don't know. I don't think you need that. So one of the things I did not like about the KO either is that you cannot move his upper leg to the backside. And with this one, it seems like you cannot do that either. It's because of this weird mechanism. You can do it to the front, but you cannot do it to the back. Unless you do it like this, but that just looks ugly. Yeah, you can move his legs inwards and outwards. And he's got a little rotation at the lower thigh as well. Of course, a joint for the knee, which is single. But you can make it a double, sort of. Yeah, you can make it a double, but that is not how it's supposed to. It's not how it's intended, I don't think. Unless they intended it to be like this, but I doubt it. I think it was intended like this. I'll look it up in the manual. And then his ankles have a little tilt, both inside and outside. And toe dip, no toe lift. Well, it's a minor toe lift. And yeah, that's it for articulation, I think. So yeah, there are some improvements, mainly the double jointed, because I don't think that one had it, but I'll check it out. It's a cool looking robot. I think I like this one better a lot. So let's just do a little comparison. So, oh yeah, okay. So one major gripe with the KO was the fingers, which are very, very fragile. These ones look a lot more massive. But he does have only the index finger you can move around separately. The rest of the fingers are just combined. You cannot move the thumb, but you can do the wrist rotation. And this one does have like individual fingers which you can move around, but very, very fragile. It's, yeah, I wouldn't recommend fidgeting with it because I already lost one finger. But yeah, enough about that. So this is the difference in guns. This is the THF, this is the KO Masterpiece. They look pretty similar. It's like a one-on-one copy. And as for the robot itself, yeah, so the KO Masterpiece does have ratchets in it, which is very nice. It gives it a little bit more stability in positioning, even though I'm not a fan of the thigh joints. But regardless of that, even though this one does not have ratchets, it does feel more sturdy. Somehow, I don't know how they achieve that, but it does feel more sturdy. So let me give you guys a one-on-one comparison of the face sculpts. You can see somewhat of a difference, not a whole lot, but there are some differences. The things on the side of his face are different. Not sure how I can best show you guys that. And the little spikes on his head are different. Can both open up, of course. And then the rotation of this gun. This one can actually lift up as well. I'm not sure if this one can do that either. It can. So yeah, that's pretty similar, but I can already tell that every little bit of joint on this guy is a lot more tight. That might change over time with moving stuff around. I'm not sure about that. We'll see that. I'll see about that. I have them in a single position on display anyway, so I'm not going to be playing around with it. So that doesn't really matter for me, but it does make a little difference. I think they are very much the same, which makes sense because SOUNDWAVE is a pretty well-known and very documented character. But even the parts, like all the little aspects on it, apart from his face and his hands, do look a lot the same. So maybe some minor differences in edges and corners, but it's not a big difference. Even the details on it are pretty similar. So it seems like, of course, the Masterpiece one I have is a KO, so I'm not sure how it is with the official Takara Tomy Masterpiece Soundwave. But this one feels a lot more sturdy than this one does, and the material used is just a lot better. It feels a little bit heavier as well. The details on the backside look pretty similar. This cabinet looks a bit bigger. Not sure why that is. Maybe to close it off a little bit more on the backside. I think the transformation should be about the same. It's been a pretty long time since I've transformed this one into tape deck. So we'll see how this one goes. So yeah, I'm gonna check it out, see if I can do it. Okay, guys, so I think the transformation of the cassette robot into cassette deck is pretty much done, apart from this little part and the cannon, which I'm not going to be pushing back in to form the battery unit right here. I'm just going to leave it like this. You guys can pretty much you guys can imagine what that's supposed to look like in the end. Pretty similar to this. This part, I have no idea. I took it off somewhere during the transformation on the back side. It was covered like this. But I don't know how it's supposed to go right now. It does seem like it's supposed to be turned around, sort of parts forming part, and then maybe plug in like this. I'm just not sure about it. I did notice during the transformation that I think I could probably do the arms a little bit better. I'm fine with this. You get the idea. I did notice there are some like manufacturer issues here, like the finishing part of the mold. It's not that clean. And I think the arms are supposed to go like this, so I'm not sure. Check it out in the manual. But it seems like this is the way it's supposed to be. The leg parts, I really had to put a lot of force in pushing them in like this. There's a little latch right here on the inside. That was very tight. I really had to put a lot of force on that. But everything is nicely covered up with little panels here and there. Yeah, I think it might even look more tidied up with the with this part as the battery part plugged in. Supposed to go right here, I guess. So yeah, I don't want to push this all the way in again because it was pretty tight. Cassette deck, laser beak inside. Yeah, materials are a lot better than on the KO Masterpiece. So if you're looking for a SOUNDWAVE which is affordable, I would definitely go for this THF and just slap a Decepticon logo on there. Now as for the laser beak, this one is actually already a replacement. This one was the THF, the same manufacturer as this cassette core. So oh no, wait, this is actually the original one because it does have the Decepticon logo on there. But like some of the figures which I purchased from the KO Masterpiece had really loose joints. This one apparently the exception, and the THF did have a lot better joints on them. So yeah, let me just see how I'm supposed to push the head out again. Maybe I can do that better. In the end, maybe I get a little part to push it through here. So I think I had to start with the wings, but I'm not sure about that. I think that the KO Masterpiece actually came with buzzsaw, but I'm not so sure about that because it did break one of the wings on buzzsaw. So I think that was the case. I think the KO came with a buzzsaw, the Masterpiece KO. Now I really like the design of the laser beak, both in cassette form and in robot mode. The only thing that I would have preferred if the actual feet would have been a little bit more positionable. Like they are very straight, like this, and there's not any kind of movement in there. You can't make like sort of a claw grip form, so it's kind of hard to position him on shoulders and whatnot. Even though they did give SOUNDWAVE these little bars right here, which are supposed to be able to plug in these little rails right there, so you can push him on his shoulder like so. You can push him on the shoulder with one foot or maybe both feet. And there's also one of those bar things on his forearms right here. I think that's what's supposed to be the case. Maybe the second bar. Right, it's the second bar. But yeah, if you imagine SOUNDWAVE's arm being pushed forward, then you would have to angle his foot in a weird way to actually give him a nice forward-looking position, which is kind of sad. So yeah, that's the only little thing there's to complain about this SOUNDWAVE or this laser beak. And maybe it would have been nicer if this part of the wings had a little joint as well, which so you could turn it up and then down. But yeah, it's a very miniature figure. I'm fine with it. You can see that this foot is a little bit more loose than the other one. It's just a minor thing, doesn't really matter. Anything else? I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. So that's it for the comparison of the Masterpiece KO and the THF KO Masterpiece Scale SOUNDWAVE. Yeah, be on the lookout for some positioning on the later videos and photos at the end of this video. That's it for now. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you got something out of this, and see you guys for the next video. Later.